Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on the first day of a brand new week. But before we can get into all that, we need to wrap up this week and collect all our sleep points and check our sleep report. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We've got 712 sleep points from last night because we got that 512 bonus. So that puts us at 6,342. It looks like I'm saving up to do something else, but I'm not. I just don't know what to spend my points on at the moment. But let's go ahead and get our daily lottery out of the way. 15 diamonds is good. Would have appreciated 100, but I'll take 15. They all add up. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report, and we will get into some of the fun that I have planned afterwards. So session 163, 8 hours, 35 minutes. And we've got 16% dozing, 54 snoozing, and 30 slumbering. Definitely a dozing type. Which again, last day of the week, or last day of the event, doesn't matter. It's pseudo-balanced. A bunch of 3 stars and a 4-star. Well, this ought to be interesting. 64.1 million? Ooh. There's definitely a record at Tau Paulo. A top belly Krogunk we already have, but there's the Charmander. That's what we're looking for. Game's running kind of slow today. 2 Charmanders, even better. So we got a Houndour, a Toxicroak, a Igglybuff, Krogunk, Charmander, and Raticate. And I think 1 brand new sleep style. So what are you? Where are you? Ooh, new Larvitar. That's good, but we already have a very good one. Huh, that's cute. Earth-eating sleep. Oh, that was the last one. I thought we still needed a top belly for Larvitar. All right, now somebody be hungry. No one? Really? Still? Still no one's hungry. This is kind of slightly frustrating that nobody is hungry still. Also need to figure out why my game is running so slow today. Maybe it's time to reboot my my phone. All right, so let's see. Let's give the Poke Biscuit first, just in case we get a critical. Okay, so just +1. And now we give the premium biscuit. And then now we have to gamble with the other Charmander. Now we gamble to see if it's going to eat 2 or 3 biscuits. There's 1. And we just need you to not get full after this biscuit. All right, don't get full, don't get full, don't get full, don't get full, don't get full. Ah, of course. Well, we tried. There's not really anything else here that I'm really worried about catching. I mean, we could use a better Houndour. We could, but I don't think it's a necessity right now to the point where I really want to try. So I think we're just going to catch that Houndour next time. So, kind of an interesting way to end the event where We have 2 Charmanders show up and we're only able to take 1 home and no one's hungry. So that's kind of fun. Seems to be the story of this event, that no one's hungry. What is that? 4 days now? 3,156 research XP and 6,255 dream shards. Yeah, I think that's like 4, maybe even 5 days in a row where nothing has been hungry. And that's quite disappointing. But maybe this Charmander won't be as disappointing. Level 12 and Timid. I don't think Timid is that great, but all 3 sausages is not bad. Not the best combination, but it will work. And then we get Sleep XP bonus. Skill level up S. Inventory up M, which is good. That's the first one that's actually good. Skill trigger M. And ingredient finder S at the very end. And Timid is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So this is not going to work out. I can tell already. Yeah. Yikes. That is straight to the professor. We're not even going to linger on this anymore. That's bad. And that has been also the story of the event. No one's hungry, barely find the event Pokemon, and when you do, they're just not good. It's been bad. Well, let's go ahead and collect our missions before we move on to everything else. We do have something a little more exciting to balance out. Now that the event's over, this might have been possibly the worst event so far in terms of my experience with it. It's a whole lot of meh, you know. Supposed to have higher chances of these Pokemon spawning, and I get that it's RNG, that, you know, some people will see less, some people will see nothing but it doesn't feel good when it's that low, especially for, you know, featured Pokemon. We should have seen a few more Charmander. I think there was a day or two where we didn't even see a single one, and then for nothing to be hungry just to make it difficult to catch is just, that was not a very fun event to play. Almost felt like a normal week, and there was just not really anything special about it. So kind of glad this one's over, but hopefully you guys had a better experience with it. Hopefully things went a lot better for you than they did for me during this event. Let's go ahead and move on. We are now at 40% area bonus in Taup Hollow, and it is time for a change of scenery. And I think this week I want to do something we don't normally do, but again, I'm forgetting about the weekly summary. You would think after 24 weeks of doing this, I'd remember that there's a weekly summary, but no. We are at Master 5 for the end of the week, which is thankfully because I did get an extra tasty for dinner last night. And I'm going to put that right here so you can see. I think it was like 64,000 strength. I forget the exact number. It was 60 something. I got it at the very end. It pushed us right over into Master 5 and about a third of the way to Master 6. So we did end up very strong for the week. Master 5 with 641,649 for the final strength, 361,061 for the gains from berries, and 280,588 for the gains from cooking. Overall sleep grade of an A, because our sleep midpoint was a little all over the place for some reason. I forget exactly why. Probably because I was just... Oh yeah, that's right, because of New Year's. For some reason I was thinking New Year's was the week before last. My sense of time is terrible. But anyway, I want to do a little bit of change of scenery and also take it a little easy this week. So we are going to go somewhere we don't really go all that often, and we're going to work on this island bonus. We've only been here 3 times and our best score is Ultra 4. So I think it's time to change that. We definitely have a pretty solid team for this. I'm gonna have to download some new area sounds though. That took forever. Got ourselves a green Snorlax. We do know the favored berries. Desserts and drinks is exactly what we want here on Cyan because of our Blastoise. And the Wartortle, the shiny Wartortle that we're training up. Now, before I went to bed last night, I did swap out, since for whatever reason, Sunday to Monday, our teams don't really gather anything. So I swapped out to get that extra XP on some that kind of need it, some that I want to level up a little more. Slowpoke I actually just threw on the team because I couldn't think of anybody else. But that is going to be my Slow King Slowpoke eventually. So this is the team I had before I went to bed. Flaffy's on there just because it has sleep XP bonus. I'll take an ingredient magnet right off the bat. Thank you, Celio. Also on the team for the sleep XP bonus. This one here is one that we're going to be working on this week. And then, whoa, chill out. So we ought to have something interesting going on this week. Now, before we get into breakfast, we have a couple of things we need to check. First things first, no new news, but we do have a medal. What is that for? Master 5 at Tout Palo. 2 Handy Candy S, I'll take that. We are starting to get to the point where those are drying up. And then let's see what you guys got up to. 45 reports, there we go. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that doubled. That's really good. A little more than 25%, so fantastic. There's 1 level up. 2 level ups. Another Handy Candy and 2 ingredient ticket S. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and back out. And we are going to do things slightly differently this week. We are going to test out this new feature on the Raynon calculator. This auto team maker right here. Now this is a premium feature, so you will need a premium subscription to access this feature. I think it's like $3, but the team over at Raynon were kind enough to give me a subscription for free, so that is how I have access to it. But my opinion will not be swayed by that. I will let you know what I honestly think of this feature and how it works. So let's go ahead and see. We've got desserts. I have messed around with this a little bit. Ideally though, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna say that we are on Cyan Beach and we have desserts. And then, so this is set normally. This is the default. I think it's overheat. No, yeah, overheat ginger salad, lovely kiss smoothie. And I don't think spicy leek was actually default. I think it's changed because I was messing around with it trying to figure it out. But you'll see the default here, click on it. And since we have desserts, we're gonna go down here and let's see. I'm just gonna pull this up to see what we're looking at making and what's possible this week. Definitely don't want to start with a craft soda pop. So ideally we want to make Neroli's restorative tea. That is what is recommended by X-Daisy's recommendation. Apples are very difficult for me and my team right now. I think the only consistent apple income I have is from Raichu, and that's not very consistent, so we don't want to do that. I think this sweet scent chocolate cake could be pretty easy and a solid backup for now. So, because that's going to be milk, cocoa, which we can get with our Blastoise, and the Wartortle we're going to be leveling, and then we can throw Venusaur on the team to get the honey. So that should be pretty easy. That's probably going to be our best choice. So let's just go ahead and run with that for now. And then we can always change it up later if need be. I'm not going to bother plugging in the ingredients we have at the moment. What I want to do is instead scroll a little further down And I have Pokebox checked because I want this to pull from the team of Pokemon that I've put into the calculator that I own. I want a full team of 5, so that's checked. And then I want to worry about meal coverage first. And then this option, I haven't quite figured out what this option is yet. Nothing happens when I hover over it, so I can't really tell. So I'm just ignoring this one for now. But 5 Pokemon, focus on meal coverage, and then tell me what I can use. And now I have a list of possible teams that I could put together to meet the requirements for the sweet scent chocolate cake. So if we click on this first team, it'll give us a breakdown, and it'll actually give us the estimated strength at the end of the week, showing Master 4 at Cyan Beach. Now, obviously, I don't want Absol on the team. I don't think it's going to be necessary to reach our goals in terms of the cocoa production. So I think first things first, we're going to swap out Dodrio for our shiny Wartortle. And it seems the reason that it has put Absol on the team is because it's another cocoa gatherer, and we told it to focus on ingredient or meal coverage. So it seems like it's just putting all ingredient specialists and then Wigglytuff as extra honey. So I wish there was a way to kind of blend the two together. But so far, it seems like you kind of have to figure it out on your own. So first things first, we're going to put the shiny Wartortle, the Blastoise, and the Venusaur on our team because we know we need those to cover the cake that we're trying to make. And then we'll switch over to strength and see what that looks like. So just for pure strength, this is what it recommends. Dodrio and Raichu on the team. Yeah, Butterfree, Gengar, not really necessary for this team. So Dodrio and Raichu are definitely going to be our berry gatherers. Yeah, they're doing way more than Butterfree. So let's go ahead and swap out Doduo for Dodrio. And we'll swap out Butterfree for Raichu. Which is kind of weird, but let's go ahead and hit use this team and back out so they can get started while we go to team analysis and get them plugged in. And so we can hopefully see, I think it said Master 4 roughly was what we should expect. But we're going to go to actual team analysis and put in the team we have actually chosen. Where are you at? There you are. Wartortle, Blastoise, Venusaur, Dodrio. Where's Dodrio? There you are. And Raichu. Cool. Then we'll save. And now that we have them all selected, Master 6 actually is what it's predicting for this week. Everybody's level is correct. So yeah, the only thing that we need to swap is I want to set Raichu's pack to always full and charge energy. I don't know. We may collect from Dodrio just to try to get its main skill to proc, but let me see. Yeah, I don't think it's making too much of a difference to keep it full. 18,000 full, 16,000 not full. Depending on how many times it procs in a day, it may be worth leaving it. So I think I'm gonna leave it not as an always full pack for right now. And still Master 6 even with Raichu's pack always full, so that's good. And that's kind of what we're expecting going forward. And that's pretty much the gist of how to use Auto Team Maker. Seems like it's a pretty solid feature so far. I've kind of just barely gotten into using it in the last couple of days, just playing around, seeing how things work. I think once we get better recipes and a more full Pokebox with the variety of Pokemon in it, it will help a lot more. But it does keep you from having to just endlessly scroll through your Pokemon box in the game and try to find the ones that are going to work for whatever recipe you're going to make. It's a very helpful tool. I plan to use it pretty much every Monday going forward just to see how things work. And it should be very beneficial. But while we're here, we are going to check. We have a long way to go before we can evolve this shiny one, and I don't know, given its ingredient spread, I don't know that I really want to invest a ton of candies into it outside of maybe the natural candies we get. The Blastoise is in a pretty good place. We're just going to let that one level up naturally. Venusaur is going to be pretty solid in the end. Power just flickered for a second. That was weird. Yeah, this Venusaur will be pretty solid in later levels. Dodrio, I feel like we're not in a rush to level this thing up because we don't want Ingredient Finder. And then Raichu is actually in a very good place. Possibly even could be worth investing a ton of candies into, but maybe not right now. But that said, that's where we're at. This is how the auto team maker works. We are going to be on Cyan Beach looking for Master 6, if we can, Master 7. And we now have some breakfast to make, which I don't even know if we have ingredients to make. But let's see what we got. We have enough for a craft soda, enough for warm moo moo milk, and that is about it. So that's not fun. Nope. Let's switch over to the meal maker, see if we can plug in these ingredients and hopefully get something new, which I don't think is even going to be possible with the list of ingredients we have now. 11 honey, still there. 9 ginger. 13 tomatoes. Don't think this is going to be possible to make anything new with this random assortment of ingredients. Nope, not looking like it. We definitely need to go and use some of those ingredient tickets that we just got. Come on, select button, I'm begging you, just put an ingredient ticket button on the meal maker screen. That's all we need. That's it. That's all. I don't ask for much, but I'm asking for that. We actually have a couple of ingredient ticket M's. I'm going to use one of them. See what we get. 10 more tomatoes, which is exactly what we needed for this week making desserts. 10 soybeans and 10 more milk. Yeah, so still not enough. Ingredient ticket. 5 apples, 5 more milk. That's not gonna help. Oh, well, it doesn't help that I'm still on curries. Anyway, it's still not enough to make anything new. 5 more ginger and 5 more cocoa. I'm beginning to think this is not going to work in our favor unless we use some of these ingredient ticket M's, so let's go ahead and do that. Mushrooms are, I guess, somewhat helpful. Potatoes, maybe. There we go. Finally got one. And then 10 more honey just to be thorough. All right, so now we can finally make some breakfast and we can at least make something new, which is what we need this week. Let's see. Choose a recipe. No recipe. Then we need 9 potatoes. And what is that? 5 milk. Which is kind of a low level recipe, but it'll help. We're going to throw in all of these mushrooms and all of this cocoa, because we will get the cocoa back for sure throughout the week. We can throw in the ginger and the soybeans, and then we can start cooking. So, with any luck, we could get an extra tasty to start the week off too. That would be fantastic. No extra tasty. 6,882 is not bad for the beginning of the week. That should put us to basic 2 for sure. On Cyan, we might even be basic 3. I've spent so little time here, I don't really know exactly what this is going to do for us. Hopefully at least basic 3. Yeah, looks like basic 3, I think. No, only basic 2. Okay, so it is a big jump from green grass to cyan. But we're in a pretty good spot. We've got a pretty solid team. May throw some of the natural candies they have into them just to kind of help along for the rest of the week. Venusaur already trying to show up everybody else. Planning for Master 6. Hopefully we can get higher than that, but we'll see how it goes. We definitely need to raise our record here at Cyan, considering Ultra 4. Geez, that's awful. But that said, that's what I've got for today. Let me know what you think about the Auto Team Maker in the comments below. And if you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes.